All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
Happy Tuesday, fam. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back.
Happy Tuesday, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 205. And before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts like this one right here.
Ooh, nice.
Or is Chris wearing one?
I'm wearing a thermal today, man. It's freezing in this house. We need to turn on this heat. I had to get some thicker.
Chris is wearing a thermal. But
My
if
bad.
you guys want to get some, it's all good. If you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts. Also, if you guys want to catch a replay for this live Twitch video, we're here every Tuesday on twitch.tv/MediaHijack. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. You guys can catch us here live, and you guys can be a part of the show. And we're going to be posting, of course, this live video on YouTube, so you guys can catch it on YouTube if you guys missed the live show.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash, and
Do it.
there we go. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get into this episode. All right, then tonight we're going to be talking about the shadow layer, the internet shadow layer. Have you guys ever heard of like the dark web?
Yes, sir.
Or the deep web?
Yes, sir.
And then it's like yeah, you guys got to go through all these like these puzzles or whatever. You guys got to go through all these browsers just to reach to like the dark web or deep web. In order for you guys, like mostly people that would venture out into this deep dark web, right? Usually people that want to purchase like drugs without being, like labeled as a druggie, whatever, because you're buying it from like the interwebs, but you're buying it from like dark web to where it's not traced back to you.
Hell yeah. I don't even know so much to be labeled as a druggie. This country is super duper hard on drug usage in America. You can still kind of get locked up to this day with marijuana. So I mean, this country's pressure on drugs has led to the creation of things like Silk Road and stuff and whatnot, man. And the dark web for people to jump to go get this stuff. Yeah,
exactly. And then like when people they want to get their fix, right? Let's say you're like addicted to like some type of like opioid. Like some type of pain medicine, through the doctors. They're not giving it to you no more, but you're addicted, right? So you're like, okay, what's the other best way for me to get these illegal drugs, these opioids? The only other way is for you to go to like the dark web or the deep web. Dark, deep web, whatever you call it. It's the web that's beyond the surface level internet that we're using. Because the internet that we're using right now is, the surface web. Stuff that you're surfing on like your cell phone. Or on your internet browser. Normal internet. You're like, oh great, okay, jcpenney.com, cool. UFC.com, cool,
Right.
Kate Long says deep web is for people with no friends.
Hey, what's up, girly girl? Welcome back.
Yeah, it's like for people with no friends and then people that want to experience like a whole lot more.
Who have urges that they can barely control. That's that I could think of, man. Like just insane urges that you can't really you can't express it to the world because it's so extreme. So you got I need to find a place to have an outlet for it, and it might be just one of them spots, man.
Then the deep dark web might be the thing, or Telegram might be the thing. Remember we were talking about Telegram earlier?
Yeah, I can't remember how long ago it's been. It's probably been some years now. We had an episode about the dark web, and I talked about how I felt like I was scratching the surface level of it because I was getting to the point I was coming across more weird videos. But the weirdest video I seen was like a lady who was like stepping on cats with high heels. That was like dark web. Yeah, just like grinding her and cats, man. It was crazy. Cats and rabbits. This is on high heels.
And rabbits.
Yes, and just
so she's stepping on them with the high heels.
Well, using the spike part of the high heel, and she's grinding it, and just grinding
like
that
when they're
damn
alive?
heel in it. Yes, they were live. People was paying. I was like, oh, okay, this is too much, and I was like, I'm good. I don't know what's.
Dude,
God,
that
I was
reminds me of
falling.
that there's like a documentary on cats on Netflix, right?
Mm.
Where this one user, he posted like a video of him taking cats and then putting one in a plastic bag and then sucking all the air out of the plastic bags. And
Man, that's fucking
he did
awful.
that like live on whatever platform he was using, and he sucked all the oxygen out to where that cat suffocated, and then the whole internet went fucking. It was like a brush fire.
Man, I imagine
Yeah, they
so,
fucking the
man.
whole internet like blew up. They're like, holy shit, we gotta find out who the fuck did this shit, right? It was like a whole Netflix documentary, but like people like they were looking at the video where they saw like a pieces of like the door and
Mm.
everything and the walls and like, all right, there could be like an apartment at so and so location, but everybody was trying to put their pieces together to figure out like who actually did this, this heinous act
Yeah,
with
and
killing
that
like
came
a
to
cat, like live on whatever
yeah.
platform he was using.
I can't remember what it was called, but it came out years ago on Netflix. It's a documentary. I never seen it. I think I heard about it, like about the cat getting suffocated like that. I remember hearing something about it. I remember like Netflix having a documentary about it came out. I think maybe way back when, but um, yeah, man, the internet came together like fucking Voltron. It came straight for the whoever today.
Yeah, they're
It's got a lot of
like,
detectives, man. The internet has a lot of detectives on it.
yeah, they're like,
Man,
we're gonna find this dude.
find this weirdo.
All right, so the shadow layer. Back to the main topic. So the theory that's beneath like the known internet of the whole internet, right? Like there's like different layers of internet. Like there's the surface web, which is what we're using. Then it goes to the deep web, right? And then from the deep web, it goes to the dark web. So there's like three different layers of like the internet.
Right, right.
So like the shadow layer is known as the layer beyond all of the deep web, dark web. Like this is like the cyberspace that's only, they say the only people that can access this is like the elite. People that's like the whole like the top tech like Mongols of like the whole tech industry can only have access like to this level of the internet, the shadow layer.
Damn.
It could be all like a whole conspiracy behind it. I could believe that too. Like this could be all made up. But there's like a whole bunch of like other stuff to where like holy shit, like there actually could be like a shadow layer of the internet that we don't have access to because we're just normal people.
There's one thing, especially when you find out things like Bohemian Grove and stuff like that. A lot of these rich, powerful, elite folks, they like to have their little secrets, and do it amongst each other too. Just kind of like to let their freak flag fly and just do all types of wild shit amongst themselves. I mean, they have like camps and areas set up across the world where they all meet, congregate, and do all these things in person. I don't see why not. There wouldn't be a side of the internet that's specifically for them, by them, to do these things. But like, hey, I can't make this little. We all can't meet. We all can't meet up at the one spot this one day, because we all rich and we gotta do these interviews and run a business. So how about like we link up online at like 3 o'clock in the morning on some demon time shit. We access our little side of the internet where we can just like like on a Zoom call or some shit and watch some weird shit go down, man. So I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, this could be a conspiracy for sure, but also at the same time too is like they do like to have their secrets, man, and they'll have time. They'll cut out some time for it in any way possible. And I can see Zoom calls will be the new phase of them doing weird shit now instead of it being we got to travel Bohemian Grove or
Right.
we all can do it wirelessly now.
Yeah. So like you being like a regular internet user, like have you ever experienced going through like Tor browser to go to like the dark web? Have you ever did that?
Not that I recall. I think the closest I may have been doing was when I came across like the lady in the high heels. That was the only one. I was like, what? 'Cause I was just clicking on shit and just following like this just pulling a string to this yarn. And after it got weird for a second, I was like, I don't know where this is going because everyone is kind of like leading me down this way. and I didn't like it. I didn't like where I was going with
So
it.
you never actually went like into the dark web or deep web.
Man, no, I think I got to that like I was knocking on the door and I'm like, I don't know, this door look kind of weird. I was like, this
Yeah,
ain't
like
even.
yo,
My
same
curiosity
here.
started to get the best of me.
I've never like believe it or not, I've never been to dark web or deep web.
Mm,
But I know how to get there. It's just I never went there.
yeah,
You know, you got to use like the whole Tor browser and stuff. Like then they send your IP like through like a whole. It's like they shuffle your IP address. It's like this is like how you're not supposed to get caught, right? When you're doing stuff on the internet, you go on the internet, right? They shuffle your IP address, and then you walk through that door. Then basically, like, okay, you're in the dark web now, and nobody knows who you are because your IP address is like shuffled. They can't link it back to like a certain individual.
so
So
they
basically,
can.
like this is how it works. Like you get in there, they shuffle your IP address. You're nobody now. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, you're a celebrity or nothing or whatever. You go in there and then you do all this dark shit, or whatever dark shit like you wanted to do, or you wanted to see. For example, there's some people that they came onto these dark websites, right? And then they paid like a hitman to do, like a hit
Man,
on somebody. Like, hey, I
man,
want
that's
this individual dead ASAP, right? They look up the individual. They're like, all right, $10,000, I can kill that dude, and nothing like it will never be linked back to you.
you know what the crazy thing is too, like because this is this thing that I've been seeing a lot over the years, and cops have kind of admitted to this too. That and we're not really fully admitted to this, but in a weird way, there's this conspiracy going around that the dark web was actually created by the government for people to get caught in committing crimes that they normally would never try to do. Like they've been catching like I've been seeing like stories of where a lot of false hitmen
Yeah.
on the dark web that pose as cops. It's like basically like it's almost like I've been hearing like these weird conspiracies of like the dark web may or may not be a honey trap, honey pot for people that want to like get down and dirty for crimes. And while there's some that are like, okay, you can get in there, get your hands messy, be all dirty and nasty, but then does this other half of the dark web is like it's all just like fucking people trying to get intel on you, like you Dilla, we trying to get some shit on you now, and there's like kind of like a sting operation. A lot of sting operations going on in there, man.
Yeah.
Especially with paid hitman. That seems like to be the big one.
Yeah, dude, it could all be, dude. The whole shit is so messy,
The
man.
mixed bag, man.
That's why you be careful. If you hire like a hitman to take somebody out, that shit could be all linked up, like back into like the whole
Hitman be.
police unit. They're finding out this shit. Yeah, like
Because I seen videos where like cops would be talking to the people that hire them. They was like faking as hitman, and then they be having like body cams on them. And they got the whole conversation on. I'm like, wow, they got everything. All
they
because
got
you trying to
everybody. Yep.
everybody, man. Mm-mm-mm.
I got to take a leak real quick. We come back and all right. So the shadow layer. So the theory says that beneath the known layers of the internet, which is the surface web, the deep web, and the dark web, there exists a shadow layer, a ultra secret level of cyberspace that's only accessible only to the elites. So this layer is said to house like forbidden knowledge and advanced technology, secret communications, and even evidence of extraterrestrial life or otherworldly phenomenon. I kind of believe that, dude. There has to be like a whole nother network that's beyond like our own, our internet. It's like a different internet beyond our internet.
Man, hell yeah. Man, look, since I've been taking IT classes, straight up, I truly do believe it.
It
But the
has to be, right?
possibilities are endless what you can do with the internet and the shit you can just accomplish with it, man. It's wild, man. I don't see why not, man. Shit, they can do these elites can do whatever they want in the world. Why not have access to a secret part of the internet that no one can touch, man? It's like trying to like walk up into like I don't know, like Trump's Hotel Mar-a-Lago or whatever kind of like famous spot out there in America or in the world where only like the rich can walk through. Normal folks can't just walk through the damn door. You better have the
Right.
credentials and you better have some proof that you are part of the circle.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like this could be like the shadow layer of the internet. Like which the internet, like our normal people can access it. Even our advanced hackers can access it because it's like the internet, like beyond like the internet, like we can't even access.
Hmm.
And then like they're saying this internet is being like the whole platform is under like a quantum computer.
Damn.
So when I heard that, right, I heard okay, a quantum computer that's like that's hiding like secrets, like layers of the internet that cannot be accessed, and they're using quantum technology. Of course, the public would never be able to get access to this information, like not even a little bit.
Not even the best hackers.
Yeah, because like when you're thinking quantum, right? Nobody even understands that shit. Even the people that's fucking the people that's doing the whole quantum computer shit, they don't even understand that shit. Like barely, like not even a little bit.
No, no, it's too many variables, man. I think that's what it is. It's too many.
Way too many variables. And then on top of that, it's like something that is out of their control, and they don't want to admit that shit. They're like, okay, like they don't want to say, okay, we lost control of this, and then it's all thinking on itself. They're trying to take all the credit for that shit. Like, okay, it's thinking like this. Oh, it's because we programmed it, right?
Yeah.
But then it's gotten to the point where they're like, okay, we did not program this computer to do all this stuff, this advanced AI stuff. Like we don't know anymore. It's out of our control now.
They got Jesus and like
Yeah,
hashtag,
like
that's the wheel.
the bottle has been like opened up. The whole, what they call that?
The genie has been let out the bottle. You
Yeah,
can't put the
it's
toothpaste back
been
in
let
the
out the
tube.
bottle, and then I don't think they understand anymore. Like as far as like technology with AI, I think they lost control of that shit, and they're trying to pretend like they have control over AI now.
Hell yeah.
I think they lost it. Like that's it.
What's the grandfather of the AI said? He's like, but this is anytime somebody is talking about the way he talks about AI, he sounds like he just honestly he sounds like Oppenheimer, like he just ended humanity. He's like, man, this is gonna be another thing gonna set us back, another damn almost to the Stone Age possibly if we misuse this. And this is already shown that AI. I don't think it's like so much humans can misuse AI anymore. Humans can misuse AI anymore. I think it's more of like we never had control in the first place. It just studies us, and man, it's like eventually AI is gonna be a mirror reflection of us, and it make us realize, oh shit, maybe we need to change because AI, maybe that might save us.
Yeah,
AI, maybe we need to be better because AI can only learn, and I do believe this. The limitations of AI are only what they learn from us. They can't learn anything past what humans are. So if we act better, maybe AI will be better. If that makes sense. I sound crazy as hell, but
right. So like maybe
You know what
like
I'm saying?
AI, they already like got like a grasp of human behavior and stuff. Like every interaction, like okay, you do this, like when it react like this. So AI, like they studied all that shit. Like let's say they studied like over tens of thousands of interactions, right? To maybe millions of interactions of humans. Like oh shit, like humans, they're so flawed. Like they do everything like in pattern. Basically, like humans, right? They always like react to like certain situations. So they're like, all right, we're gonna give you a variable, right? We're gonna give you like something's gonna happen to you. Let's see how this human reacts to it,
right.
right? And then like, okay, let's spill coffee on his pants, and let's see how he reacts to it. Oh, he fucking freaks out, right? So they record all that. They record all the information where how human react like to certain situations. They're like, oh shit, and they, the whole AI, they gather all the information together, and like, all right, I know exactly how everybody's gonna act, like all together. Like if we were to do something like this fucking big catastrophic, like blow up the whole world and shit, like maybe you guys wouldn't. Like you guys would appreciate this shit because a lot of you guys would like the world to end like this,
What based on how y'all act?
Yeah, it's like basically like you guys like tragedies like this because
don't
this is what you
appreciate
guys like.
All right.
Like okay, coffee spilling, oh it's so bad, but then a lot of people they like that shit. Like holy shit, that shit's so exciting. because I want to see how it's gonna react to it. It's because all like humans, like it's all basically like, you know, a reaction type, like species, right? So they're like, all right, let's drop a bomb and see how people react, you know?
Right.
Like if you think about it, right? Like if you were like to throw like a meteor like landing towards you, right? As it projected towards like your city, everybody in the city would be like, holy shit. Like people be panicking, right? But at the same time, they'd be like, I'm glad this shit's gonna be over soon.
Yeah,
Which is weird, you know?
Take me.
But then, you know, AI, they record all that shit. All the tragedies, like, all right, tragedies happening. And then, like, people at the same time, like, I'm glad this is happening. So it's freaking weird, right? So, like, if you ask, like, AI, like, to fix all the problems in this whole earth right now, it might be catastrophic, dude.
Man, it's like
it might be really bad.
It's like some monkey paw shit. It's kind of like you make a wish with a monkey paw. It gives you a wish, like, hey, like, you know, I wish to be immortal, monkey paw, and then the monkey paw grants you a wish. But then you outlive everyone. Everyone dies around you, and it's sad and it's depressing. It's like you gotta be careful what you ask for a wish or want to help you solve problems that maybe we could have solved ourselves or something. I don't know. God damn.
Yeah, it could be like just as simple as that. So like evidence and claims about this this shadow internet, like they had like a untraceable data package that's been detected by cybersecurity experts. Like, you know, they would receive like packets of information like through whatever, like their whatever, if they're trying to hack something, like they receive some like unknown packages like from somewhere. Like, all right, if you trace it back, where did it even came from? They trace back the packet. It didn't even like reach anywhere. So like, okay, like where did it even come from anyway? Because it can't even trace like where the information was sent from the first place.
Damn.
Like the packet, basically like the file. So like okay, so that's what like gave like the rise to like this conspiracy. Like there could be like another like a shadow layer, like another layer of the internet that people don't know about, but it's being like bypassed like through like a lot of shit to where like, all right, this stuff doesn't exist, but then there's like a lot of stuff that happen. Like for example, like people would have like web pages, right? The web pages be like automatically like deleted. But then, like, when it's deleted, right, they don't even know where all the information went, like, from the whole website that was built.
Right.
Like, all the information, like, went somewhere. Like, it's basically, like, in cyberspace. Like, it's gone, like, pew! Everything you build, like, it's gone. And, like, where did it even go? Like,
gone.
Like, did it actually, like, went somewhere? Because it had to go somewhere, right? Because if you build something and you have all this data and stuff like that, like, it just doesn't disappear.
It's floating around somewhere in some, you know, ether or some shit. It's somewhere.
That's the crazy thing, like with data. And you're going to learn that, like, with IT. Like, with data, even if you have, like, a hard drive, right, everything like recorded on that hard drive, and you sell that hard drive, even though after you deleted everything, right? You're like, all right, my hard drive is clean, I can delete the hard drive. Dude, your hard drive still has live information about you.
Hey, look, I learned how to get rid of a hard drive.
Data recovery.
And well, if you wanted to completely wipe out everything, degaussing.
Yeah, the only way you can probably like delete all that shit, you physically gotta destroy that shit.
Yes, man.
Yeah. So like if you're like selling a computer, right, to somebody, and like, all right, brand new computer, like the whole hard drive is wiped, dude. All that dude gotta do, right, to get all your information, he just gotta fucking open your whole laptop, right? He just gotta download software where he can recover all the fucking deleted information on the laptop.
Straight up recovery.
Yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. You got everything. There it is.
Like it was never destroyed.
Yeah.
Straight
You
up.
didn't delete nothing. Yeah.
It didn't stop anything.
That's crazy about the whole shit. People think like, oh, you delete your shit. No, it's not deleted. You can get all that shit back. Easy.
That's what they say about the internet too. It's like nothing's ever truly deleted from the internet. It's always saved somewhere,
It's
man.
there. Your dick
Recorded.
is everywhere now. Yeah. What the chat said?
Just wrote on the bed says, damn, my mom be sending my phones and iPads to Vietnam. To get
Yeah.
it fixed?
Yeah, that
What?
shit's been compromised. They have
Yeah,
all the information on your iPad. All you gotta do is there's a software where you can retrieve every single thing that's been downloaded on the iPad, iPhone, all of that. You could get all the pictures, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So just wrote a bed saying that I'll give it to the people. So your mom sends it to a group of people that kind of like that is a trusted source. I'm assuming like a trusted.
Hopefully it's not like those people that's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking backtrack how far this iPad went. You know, maybe they're just using it
I'm assuming
because
so.
like the only other
Like,
way besides destroying the whole product to get rid of data is data being written over the data.
No copyright over it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all right, I made a video, right? And then I gave you the iPad. And then if you made a video, you made a whole bunch of videos over it, it will basically write over that. Other than that, data would be done. You cannot even recover that.
It's like stacked on stacked on stacked.
Yeah, it's like a stack on stack on. Okay, I record over that. That's the only way. But if it's like clean, right? Like if you have like a data on your phone that's clean, right? You sold your phone, right? Nobody even touched that shit. Even if you deleted everything, the person, if he wanted to recover your data, he could use a recovery data software, right? Get all the information easily. Just sucked up all your shit. Yeah, he could do that very easily. The only other way is like just fucking break your phone, destroy that shit,
fucking stop.
Destroy it, fucking burn it. Yeah. Because the only other way is like you have to keep recording like other new shit to where it writes over the old data. Work. That's the only way.
Too much work.
Yeah. So just burn it.
Get yourself just destroy it and get yourself a little fucking flip phone.
Just burn it. All right. Where was I? Quantum computing. So the rise of quantum computing coincides with the rumors of impenetrable encryption and secret data digital spaces. So when we're talking about quantum computing, right? I'm not going to sit here and say I understand this shit because I don't.
Same.
But, dude, when you're talking about quantum computing, this is like a whole nother realm. It's not even like the same realm that we are operating right now physically. 2 + 2 is 4. It's a whole different realm.
Not even 3D, baby.
Well, quantum computing is like fucking, it breaks all the rules, dude. To where even fucking physicists, they don't even understand this shit. But what's crazy is that they produced a chip, right? A quantum chip, to fucking the size of like bloop, like that, of a fucking eyeglass.
And that's big.
That's fucking strong enough, like to be fucking pulling information from basically out of nowhere, calculating like numbers and stuff you don't even understand. I don't even understand how to do all this shit. Quantum computers, man.
The quantum itself is a confusing, man. I've tried to watch like quantum physics stuff, and there's this podcast I listened to like years ago that said it perfectly. For like people like you and me, we're kind of like in the same lane. It's like we get the concept of quantum physics in some way, but we don't know how to explain this shit. But we get the like how bonkers and how insane it is with quantum physics and quantum computer, but how can you really explain this? It's like trying to learn another language and then you can't explain, like, I don't know how I know this. It's just I pick up on syllables and this like this, but I can't give you a full sentence on how this should be worded. But it's a lot. It's important. It's complex. That's why I always feel like how quantum is, and that's what this podcast I said a while ago is like. Man, I watch quantum physics shit all the time, but I can't tell you shit about how it works. But I kind of get I'm grasping it a little here and there.
Right.
But it's just boo. And I think it's like most people, even some scientists, but it's like
yeah. I don't think anybody knows how quantum physics works, dude.
At all, man. Don't ask internet. And the internet will tell you some long explanation. It's like,
dude,
okay,
physicists can't even tell you how that shit works. Because if they did, then they might be floating somewhere.
Shit, man, we might have a Dyson sphere or some shit. I don't know what we have, but we will have something bigger.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. So, like, this other thing about, like, with the whole shadow layer of the internet, right? They said it's like a super advanced intelligent being that's far superior to our current model used for prediction and manipulation or surveillance of people. And this is where I come in, where I experience something that's like what they're talking about, how like this AI that was being used as something like far superior that can predict like anything, right? So I started to think, right, I just got back to like betting on like sports and stuff, like betting on fights and everything, right? So I was like, the whole time, even a long time ago, right, I wondered where they even get these Vegas odds from, because there's no entity that predicts these odds. It's like because it's not tied to anything. Like it's almost like mysterious, like how they get these Vegas odds. If you think about it,
I always thought they ran like a simulation.
Dude,
like possibility
and they, even before AI, right? They would predict shit like so close. It's like how did they know that? How do they know how many significant strikes like an opponent's gonna like punch, right? I was like, and then how could they pay attention to so many of these things, like not just like with fights, like just like with like football and everything, like okay, how many yards this quarterback's gonna throw? I was like, and it's very close to what they're throwing too.
Man, look, especially when it comes to shit like fantasy. I dabbled in fantasy football for some time, and I couldn't keep up with it, man. Because you kind of like, for me, my teams are the Baltimore Ravens, other side right here, and then Atlanta Falcons. And so when you do fantasy, a lot of times you can't go for the teams that you normally would go for. You have to go for the players that you pick from other teams and your own fantasy team. It becomes this whole thing. But I've always wondered at least as far as like with fantasy, where are they like? Is there like a machine that like keeps track of like all these numbers of stats and stuff and what people do since college? Like I'm not even talking about just in the NFL. Just like this how they were back this time. This how they are in the NFL based off the percentage rates, how much they make these passes and this, that, and the third. Boom! Here's all the shit. Now you need to go based off of these numbers of what you probably we're letting you guys know.
Right.
How to pick your own super team to win some money, and it's like what?
Let me give you like a real life example. What happened with me? I was betting on the UFC fight, right? There was these two females I was fighting. I had no idea who they are, right? But when I saw like the projections of how many significant strikes that they were gonna fight, like during the whole match, right? They said 66. Like significant strike. So I was like, all right, these females, I never seen them fight before, right? So I was like, I looked at them, I don't even know them. I'm just judging them by how I see their appearance. I was like, all right, they look like ain't no way they can get over 66 significant strikes for this one female that I was betting on, right? And I never even seen her fight before. It was just like a random bet, just like a whim, right? Because I was like, all right, 66 strikes. I don't think you can even get over 66 strikes. Dude, after the whole fight happened, right? She got over 67 strikes.
The two chicks on the.
One punch, and I lost like my whole bet. Like a home parlay got fucked up from one punch.
That's all it takes, man.
And I was like, how did they know this shit, dude?
Crunch it down. This.
Yeah, they got that shit so close to like, all right, 66 or 67 punches. I was like, how did they figure that out? How did they know she's gonna fucking land over 66 punches? Over 66 punches.
On some real shit, they got lucky too. They probably was sweating too. That's close for a single punch.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. Like, how did they know it's gonna be like that close with the punches? Because it happened twice with me. I was like,
shit.
Yeah, it happened twice. I was like, to where I was like, oh shit, this shit's fucking rigged. When I was like, this shit is rigged. Yeah, I said that. I was like, this shit's fucking rigged, dude. Because the dude I bet like over 44 punches, right? This dude fucking landed 45 punches. I'm like, what? I was like, what?
Now you want to show up?
Yeah, I was like, what? From one punch, I lost everything. One punch, and I was like, how did they get that shit that close?
That's why I don't even get into like gambling and bets like that with games and other sports, because it's no longer just like, hey, let's have a bet. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? It's like a lot of like overs and unders, and it's more specific, man. That's why I can't. That's why I started doing fantasy, man. You gotta like start putting a like a little magnifying glass too. Like, okay, because I fucked up in fantasy football because I had a player that was injured and I didn't realize he was out for another team, and I lost so many points because his ass was out for like 2 weeks, and I was like,
wait, that's dirty.
Wow, I didn't even know. That's my fault though. I can't blame the system, but shit, it's a lot to keep up with.
All right, some other stuff with this the whole wild internet. So forbidden knowledge. So there's research that could have been about alien species or ancient civilization, and advanced technology with free energy would be probably everything that would be in like the whole gist of this whole internet that nobody can get access to.
Damn.
And then that do make sense, right? Like, let's say like there has to be like an internet, right? Like, let's say you're an alien coming from another planet, but you want to visit Earth because you want to go to New York for some reason. And like, all right, we gotta get your shit checked out and blah 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 blah. And then and I mean, of course, like all this information is gonna be kept under like a different type of internet that's different from our internet.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say like it's like a different internet to where like they're just catering towards people coming from like other galaxies. Like Men in Black. Just think of them like Men in Black. They're coming in, they got their own passport, but then all this document is like a document like that's different from like our internet document. It's
like, hey, hello aliens. Welcome to Hotel Earth.
So it'll be like a shadow layer of like the internet that just we don't have access to because we don't need access to it. It's for other people.
Maybe it's for the best.
Yeah. But that's all I got with that.
Shit, I like that story.
Yeah, because it could be true, right?
Look, I'm not one to believe that the rich and powerful aren't above conspiracies, man. Like, they can do whatever the hell they want. The name of the game on Earth is money, and if you got it, you can bury as many people as you want. You can start wars. You do a whole lot of shit with money, man. Look, I heard this a long time ago. The police is only designed to lock up black folks and the poor. That's how like law works, man. It just locks up everybody else on the bottom, and the rich is kind of like, oh yeah, let's go do this, and then have their own little fun, and you got their own little sections that's exclusive for them. And that's why I think like a lot of people like want the need to be rich or want to be a part of this club or whatever it is, this elite shit or whatever, because there's nothing better than being exclusivity. It's done. Right. Everybody wants to be a part of the club, and what better club is in the top? The tippy top.
Right at the tippity top.
Man, yes.
Tippity top. I gotta take a leak real quick. Chris and Holy is back.
Yes. Apologies. I had to go pee a lot. A whole lot.
I peed. I had a fart. I did everything too.
Yeah.
Let me get the thumbs up when you're good.
Let's get it.
All right, and we are back, guys, for another episode of the Meat Hatchery, episode 205. Topic number 2. Let's go.
Let's get it. All right. So I got a story for you guys tonight about the CIA and about how the CIA, which is like dastardly, man. They think of like the most creative plans to bring down countries, man. And one of the countries I'm going to talk about today is the Philippines, about how they stepped in and they did some shit using vampires.
What?
Man, it's crazy as hell. Yes.
I gotta hear about this.
The CIA did some trickery using vampires in the Philippines, right? So the story for all this begins back in like, the 1950s in the Philippines. World War II was just wrapping up, right? And so during World War II, America and the Philippines were actually allies against like Japan and Italy and of course the Nazis. They actually worked hand in hand with each other. But the history between like the Philippines and America has never really been that good. At one time, the Philippines was conquered by the Spanish, and then eventually it was conquered by America. But then after World War II, America decided to give them their own independence. They're like, hey, you know what? Let you guys be your own country, make your own money, be free. And so, like I was saying before, like in the 1950s in the Philippines, there was this insurgent group known as Huk Bala Hop, or which is also referred to as the Huks. That's like their nickname over in the Philippines. It was this resistance group that, which actually the name Huk Bala Hop actually means People's Anti-Japanese Army. This resistance group that was tied very closely to communism, kind of rose up after World War II in the Philippines, and they was out there kind of like going there, not only still fighting, Japanese, the Japanese trying to take over the country, but also they was actually kind of going after the rich as well too. A lot of rich Filipinos out there in that country that were like, philanthropists and rich, one percenters in that country. They were on the side of Japan a lot. And so Hux was out there raising hell. They was putting assassination contracts on the rich. They was pushing back Japan. And after World War II, they still became they were still prominent in the 1950s. But because of ties to like close ties to communism, that's when the CIA kind of like looking at the Huks as like, communism, we might have to stop this. If anybody's familiar with that era of the Cold War, a lot of people like there's a term for it called the Red Scare, where across the globe on every single level, Western civilization, like Europe, America, just any place that's like Western society had this massive ass fear of communism spreading on a global level. I mean, it was going on. It extended to like the civil rights movement in the 60s and stuff. But America was always just scared of the ideology of communism spreading. And even though the relationship of America and the Philippines kind of started stabilizing after World War II, because like I said, they gave them their independence, this militia group, the Huks, was kind of closely based off of communism. America didn't like that. And the Philippine government, they kind of looked at them sideways too, like, hey, y'all ain't doing enough to stop this. So that's when America decided to step in themselves as well. I was like, you know what, Philippine government, if it's true what you're saying, that you have no part of this, this rebellious group, then let us step in and we'll take care of it. And that's when the CIA sent in some guys to bring in some vampires. It's crazy as shit. Yes, it all started off of a rebellious group, and it built up this thing like, hey, Philippines, because the Filipino government really so badly wanted to be under the good graces of America. They were like, hey, you know what? We'll let you guys into our country, CIA, and you guys deal with this rebellious group. Even though this rebellion group literally saved the Philippines from being conquered basically by Japan, the Filipino government's like, well, we don't care. We want to be under the good graces of America, though, because they don't like communism, and y'all kind of like are too closely related to it. And then so it says like, what's up?
No, nothing.
Oh yeah, so what was I saying? So in 1946, the U.S. finally recognized the country as independent. Like I was saying before, Philippines was conquered by the Spanish in America, but eventually they kind of just let it go and let it be its own thing. But the Hux group themselves, the Huck Bala Hop, in practice, a lot of this stuff was actually more geared towards like the industry and self-sufficiency of a country and objecting to the continuing military and trade presence of the U.S. in the minds of U.S. and Philippines officials. Basically, long story short, they kind of wanted this country to be its own thing, its own sufficient thing, without sucking off the teat of America. And America was like, no, you got to suck off this teat, and you're going to like it, and you can't fight it. And so that's when they wound up sending the CIA in. So in the 1950s, America didn't give a damn about anything what the Hux was fighting for, and only cared about stopping communism, because it goes against capitalism, the shit that makes money. Years after World War II has ended, they sent this all-American lieutenant named Colonel Edward Lansdale. This dude entered the chat. He was a CIA operative, and he went into the Philippines, and he just started studying their culture. He just kind of just intermingled with the Filipinos and learned their culture, and eventually started hearing about their folklore, about mythologies and monsters and stuff that he was just absorbing in. And then he had an idea. He's like, you know what? I have a way to defeat the Hux, and I'm going to use the Filipinos' mythology against themselves, spread rumors, and then make them so scared that they're going to turn on the rebellion party that they might be trying to hide underneath our nose. Because America didn't really trust the Philippines on that level. So they had to use some trickery trying to like, how about we kind of like do some things that scare them on a superstitious level. And so,
because they're very gullible. That's why they did that.
Yeah, they know some people was kind of like, and their eyes would be gullible, and old world would be like, hey, superstitious, and like, hey, we know not to tread on this type of area of the world, and give the spirit its boundaries, and we have our own boundaries. Yeah. But to the regular world, to the modern world, it's like, oh, you're just scaredy cat, and that's how like a lot of this.
So they use that to their advantage.
Yeah, so they weaponized it, and so we actually talked about this creature before, that Aswang, the Filipino. Yeah. Yes. The spine. What is it? The spine, or what was it? Basically, like a creature from the Philippines.
I thought it was called like Manananggal.
Yes, Manananggal. I couldn't think of it. Yes. Another thing that we talked about previously on the show was Manananggal. So they started. CIA Lansdale thought of this idea, like, you know what? These people were scared mostly out of Manananggal. Yeah. So we're gonna weaponize this, and we're gonna start spreading rumors about. Hey, if they don't start turning in the Hux, right, they're gonna be cursed. They're all gonna die if they don't turn in this rebellion group. So they used to have planes. The CIA bought planes and started flying them over the Philippines, blasting out messages in Tagalog and saying like, "Hey, you will be cursed if you do not turn these rebels over." And they would do it every night. There was CIA operatives would go outside people's houses and would paint an eye, like on a tree, on a door, which signifies death. Right. Kind of like cursing people. And these curses would cause people to turn in the Hux. And so these people were like basically it's like a lot of these people, not so much the government, but the people themselves who were kind of like maybe like more on the side of the Hux. The average folks were just basically just snitching out on them. Like, hey, they hide out over there. Yeah. That shit is contagious. Yeah. Dude, CIA done clapped so much societies. Yeah, off of just like doing weird shit.
Like there is like a saying, right? They said like psychology is more contagious than like a flu.
Real shit, man. Once you get in here,
everybody is tripping out. Like in your tribe, right? That shit would spread so fast. Everybody would be like, "Holy shit!" Blah blah blah. It's gonna happen. Way like more than like a flu that you get, like
Yes, there's a saying.
Way more contagious.
There's a saying. By the time you hear the truth, the lie has traveled the world twice already. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like by the time you hear, like, well, I've been hearing all this other shit. Like I done heard it twice.
Yeah, exactly. Like if everybody's acting crazy, like within your crew, everybody's gonna act crazy because they pick up off of each other, and that's why you gotta like be careful, like who you're around. Like if you have like a strong hit or like a weak hit, you're like, oh shit, we're all gonna die, right? And then everybody sucked all that shit in. Like, oh shit, we are all gonna die.
Yeah, mass panic, man. That's one way to get everybody like to lean in the direction. Dude. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes, man, especially when it comes to politics, man. I follow politics for a reason, not because I like it, but there's a lot of times I feel like, man, they gaslighting, and there's a whole lot of like, hey, trying to make us panic over shit that ain't even. real.
Right.
Politics is fucking bonkers,
They
man.
be doing
But
that. They get you guys worked up off something like you don't even realize you're even supposed to get worked off of.
man, and
If
that's why I
that
say like
makes
when
any
the
sense.
even though we have like the FBI seems like kind of like polices America. I let you know, FBI is like the ultimate cop of America, and the CIA is like the cop of the world. I don't see why what they implement in other countries like this to spook people into like going in one direction. Why wouldn't they apply this shit to people of America? I think they do it to everybody, including us. Probably us more than anybody else. They have the easiest access to us. I don't trust the CIA at all in anything they do. But like with the situation right here, like I said, they had like planes flying over like, over the Philippines, playing like, Tagalog out through the speakers, saying like superstitious shit and trying to scare people, and the thing they was gonna be cursed if they didn't turn these damn Hux rebels over. But the CIA was like, we're getting a lot of people on our side, but we're not getting enough. So they actually decided to like, amp it up to the next level and scare the Filipinos even more when they started, they actually kidnapped a soldier from the Hux Rebellion army. They kidnapped a soldier and they murdered him. But what they did was they actually punctured some holes in his neck.
What?
Now, they punctured his holes in the neck because the Manangalag, I butchered that name just now. But what they do is, with the creature itself, it's closely related to the vampire. And it feeds off of people by biting it in the neck. So what it is, like they murdered this one soldier that was part of the Hux Rebellion. And after they stabbed him in the neck, the CIA hung him upside down to drain all the blood out of his body. Right?
Yeah.
When they got done doing that, they took the body and they hung it up in a village where they knew there was still some people holding out for the Hux. Just to kind of push it further, like, hey, like, you guys don't want to believe the lies? Well, we're going to give you an even bigger lie for y'all to believe. And so when the village found the body the next morning with holes punctured in the neck, everybody was like, oh my God, this shit is real. And then they wound up turning over so many of the Hux after that, that the Hux Rebellion actually had to flee the Philippines and they went to hiding for decades.
Wow.
And the CIA never fired a single bullet. They never did anything.
They created that shit.
They created something that fed off people's fears, and people ran with it. And in a lot of ways, a rebellion, and the rebellion group that was, in a lot of ways, was kind of be its own country and have its own independence away from America. America was like, nah, you can't have this shit. Nah, you can't. Either you with us or you can be against us. So they pushed out the one group that was holding them back. A group that actually helped them in fighting World War II, mind you. They pushed them out the country, and then there's a sad story how it ended, man. The Hux kind of just went to oblivion. They dissolved. They dissolved because of, yeah, man. The Hux wound up going extinct because after they got pushed out of the Philippines and they were trying to survive on their own, the country didn't want them there no more because they had been tricked into pushing these people that was trying to help them out the country. They wound up dissolving to like due to lack of morale. They had no supplies. They couldn't recruit nobody. They had no food, and eventually it just ended. And the Philippines kind of just went under this umbrella of like. The CIA kind of brought them in like, welcome. And then they kind of just...
Damn, dude, they got that whole psychology shit, like...
PSYOP, man.
That shit, dude. They got it unlocked, man.
The CIA... This is what actually... When I was looking this up, too, and there's another one. I'm probably going to talk about this in the next episode, too. There's another CIA op they had going on called... there's like Japanese pilots fight radioactive fox, but it's like another CIA operative they did. Like, they did things where they never pulled the trigger on nothing. They just kind of saw a weakness in the country and exploited it.
Dude,
and this is one of them.
It's a whole psychological warfare, dude.
Straight up, man.
Like from the beginning, since the 1940s, like the whole World War II shit started.
Dude,
they had that shit on lock, man. This is why they did all those like shit where they had like a group of like army men, right? And they gave them like a high doses of psychedelics.
Yes.
Just to see how they would react to that shit.
Test it,
dude. The whole shit is a whole mind game.
It's insane, man. This is sad. This is a sad story, man. Because then now, at the end of the day, the bad guys won. The guy Lansdale, the colonel from the army, CIA agent. He continued to do more missions after this as well too, I think it was like one called Operation Fantasia, where they did like another like a thing that he led of where he destabilized an entire country using like just government psyops shit and just kind of like squeezing in and then attacking the country at a very weak spot where they studied what people was talking about. They knew how people was feeling and they just exploited it. And this guy like Lansdale just went on to just be a CIA legend. Says Lansdale left the Philippines in 1954, heading to Vietnam to perform similar duties. Because he's another person that destabilized Vietnam. I want people to understand this too. When it comes to the Asian part of the world, America has this weird thing with Henry Kissinger and this dude Lansdale and Vietnam. They destabilized a lot of shit just by kind of like spreading rumors like, hey, you know this, and turning people against each other. All this shit. CIA is wild, bro. And South America is the same way, man. Because I feel like a lot of times too. I'm not gonna swing too political in this, but just give an insight on why America is dealing with certain issues of like people that are, immigrants fleeing south of the border. America fucked that shit up back in the 40s and 50s out of scare of communism, just like I did over in Asia. They fucked all that shit up out of scare of communism. And then when you get like all these people rushing to the country, they're like, well, why y'all better stop coming here? Y'all better stop. Even though they started the mess in the first place, like, fuck, you created this situation. Now you're getting mad because you don't know what to do with it. The CIA is a mess, bro. And all it does is just fuck shit up and they never shoot anybody. They just go in and spread fear and...
Damn.
CIA, wow, bro. That's the biggest boogeyman on God's green.
Like it's beyond like with out here like in the States, like they do this shit globally.
Yes, on a global. The CIA destabilized.
I don't even think like they're tied to any country. Like I think the CIA is like its own entity. If you think about it,
I feel like a lot of times the CIA, I can see that. Like it's more tied to not the government that we know, but on a different. They got different bosses than what we probably would think. Because CIA just do what they fucking want to do.
Yeah, like they're free ball.
And what we gonna do to stop it, man? It's all like weird ass espionage shit that they pay attention to. Like
there's one big thing above all of that. That's the stuff that we don't know about.
Man, yeah, the
one stuff that's not seen. The shadow layer of the internet, the stuff like we don't see. People giving orders right that's beyond like the military or anything.
Beyond anything we can imagine.
Yeah, beyond any type of military. Like it goes above everything. Like if you got like a message from so and so, like you have to do this task because it's beyond everything. Like it bypasses like every fucking anything. Whatever
security clearance or whatever you got.
It bypasses all that.
Like you have white level security clearance. That means you got access to everything, and that's why like I feel like too, there ain't no way in hell the CIA don't know nothing about the Epstein shit because according to what all the shit he had on with like
they know
Israeli princes and all this other shit, y'all CIA don't know about this. Like I've read a long time ago what gives the CIA most power more than anybody else on the planet is intelligence. They know they got dirt on everyone, and if you got it, man, you could pull them strings, man. You make countries bend to your will. They be collecting this shit.
I'm pretty sure they got information on all that shit, all the dirty shit that happened, dude. And maybe it got leaked into, the internet that we are not able to get access to.
Yeah.
Like the shadow internet. Even beyond the dark, deep web.
Shit, man. Maybe like the CIA is trying to protect the people on the shadow internet.
It's a whole nother network. It just runs on a whole different network where normal people can't get access to.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, man. CIA is wild, bro. I tell you, there's no bigger boogeyman on God's green earth than a damn CIA, bro. They got crazy stories, man. I was coming across so many stories last night and a couple days ago just looking up this shit that I got to a point I was like, you know what? I might start doing a CIA segment on the podcast. They tried so much shit and done so much shit. It is everything that we as conspiracy theorists worry about, they've done it. And even though it may not be closely related to, even though it's like closely related, even though it may not be exactly pinpoint what conspiracy theorists might be saying, a lot of times the shit's in the ballpark of what they do. It may not be perfect, but it's like, okay, we want a lot of conspiracies to be on the right track about how these elites and or whatever, like Illuminati or whatever, it's all like kind of constructed in a way where we're on the right track. I think we point the wrong finger at times at wrong people, who's in it, who's not. Like, I don't think no fucking Jay-Z's no damn Illuminati. He's like low, he's like bottom of the barrel, like fish compared to true power on this earth, man.
I think that the whole true knowledge, the whole forbidden knowledge and stuff, like we just don't have access to it. But I think there are people that are able to get access to that information and is locked out to the whole humanity. Like whatever it is. Like, I guess we aren't capable of handling like this information, you know, like we're not ready for it.
Nah, I think it's more like I think it's more of pay to play. It's been monetized to reach this information. You gotta,
imagine it's just like the whole like the Truman Show, right?
Right. You
got all the information. It's like, oh shit, you're on a TV show.
Well, hey, there it is. Does that sound like?
Dude, imagine that's like what happens every time like somebody dies, right? Like, let's say like you die like tomorrow or I die tomorrow. They're like, all the balloons come down like, hey, congratulations! Like you just made it past level 37. How do you feel? Like, did you feel like you accomplished everything in life? I'm like, nah, man. I was just trying to play the new update of Stardew Valley. Like, I was just trying to play a game, man. I didn't know I was in a game. What the hell?
Now look at me, slumped over on my computer. Jesus.
I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed right now. Like, did you wish that you went to that beach like in Hawaii? Like, I was like, yeah, like I planned that. It never happened, but
I had plans on, man.
Like, damn, I'm so embarrassed right now. Like, everybody's watching me. Like, oh shit.
Like, damn,
like, everybody sees me. You had like your whole life. Like, you do whatever you want to do. Because you like you spawned into like a life where it wasn't difficult, right? Like you were free to do like whatever you want to. Like you weren't spawned into a life where you're in a cage.
Man, yeah.
Damn.
Bombs getting dropped on you. Bombs getting dropped on you and shit. It's just
damn. Free. Opening moment like right now.
I'm free.
All right. I get it. We're going to Hawaii.
I get it. All right.
Damn, all right, okay. So all this shit's running through my head, like in real life. I'm not even part of the show. It's just running through my head now. I'm like, oh shit. All right. I get it.
Life is what you make it.
Yeah, I was like,
sometimes.
Right. It's like you're saying everything that you're supposed to be doing. All right. Okay.
I see you.
I see you, Billy Waters. Pretty good. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a story, man.
Oh,
goddamn nice. CIA.
Yeah. All right. Guess
we're going to Hawaii. This is the second time I talk about vampires.
Yeah, fucking November vampire season.
I don't know. I missed the train, I guess. I should have went to next year.
Everybody gotta be watching Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that it for that?
That's it, man.
I'm good with all my stories.
I'm
pretty sure you got more. You want to tell it or you want to save it?
No. Oh, I got a funny ass. Wait, it ain't funny. It was funny to me.
Let's go.
I'm gonna run this story, man. Fucking cats, bro.
Cats. Come on.
Fucking cat story. All right, man. So then, mind you, this story is maybe about. Let's see, when did it come out? 2022. This story is some several years old. So there's this dude, right, by the name of Chris Rowley, 59 years old. He took a tumble down the steps, right? And he suffered injuries so bad from the fall of his steps, it was equivalent of him being in a car crash. It was awful. And come to find out what caused this fall was his cat. His cat.
His cat.
He has a cat that almost murdered him. This story is like, I feel bad for this dude. This story's crazy. So, and when I was reading an article about too, some people were saying like apocalypse meow or some shit. everything was all like fucking like, you know, this typical bullshit you would see in a funny ass article like this, right? So like back in like 2022, this dude named Chris Rowley, he's like a professional musician, and he has like this hairless Egyptian Sphinx kitten named Eric Mokrambi. That sounds English as hell, but this is all like I said. This is in the UK. Dude got a cat named Eric, and Eric, who's his hairless Egyptian cat, man. And mind you, hairless cats horrify me, man. I like cats too. Don't get me wrong, I like cats. But hairless cats, it's something about them, man. I don't know. I need some fur on you, man.
It's like different energy, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels more sinister, but then they seem sweeter than cats with hair. I don't know. They're hard to read to me. I just see just wrinkled flesh, like old balls, and with 4 legs. I don't know what to make of it. But I don't know. But I know some people that do like hairless cats, though. But I ain't one of them. So anyways, dude Chris Rowley, he basically was telling a story about like how he was walking through his house one day, and while he was going down the steps, his cat Eric jumped like I think like within the banister through the steps, like took a chunk out of his leg, like
damn,
just grabbed him, man. I don't know if he woke up from like Eric woke up from a nightmare, thought it was a giant mouse coming down the steps, but he took a big ass chunk out of Chris Rowley's leg, and the dude tumbled down 14 damn steps. He tumbled like weed and like a cartoon from Saturday morning, and he hit the bottom. And when the cat approached him and walked around him while he laid there, right? He was all this trash. And I actually looked at pictures of his injuries. Man, he does like he'd been in a car accident. He all bruised up. And when he went to the hospital too, after when they finally arrived there, they say he had a fractured skull, broken bones in his neck, 2 fractures in his spine, 9 broken ribs, and each rib had multiple fractures. And then he had some blood on his tongue too as well, because I think he had like he had bleeding in his lungs, so he was coughing on blood. That's after he rode down 14 steps. And he said like when he tried to call him out, well actually he couldn't do shit. When he got to the bottom of the steps, Chris Rowley could not move, right? Nobody was coming home at the time. His wife was I think she was like a nurse working night shift or something. She had just went to work, so he laid at the bottom steps for 14 hours in his blood. After this cat just bit his leg. Damn. So he just laid there all trashed, like a pile of dirty laundry, just laying in his blood and just trying to get to his phone, but he couldn't move because, like I said, he had injuries to his spine. So after 14 hours, he actually eventually wound up getting help, and people arrived and saved his life. But the terrible incident of this whole cat thing, which is hilarious to me, because sometimes I be loving cats, but at times I'm like, man, you got this. You're a little too comfortable being a cat, man. Dogs you can read very well, but cats sometimes, I don't know, it makes me. I've been lucky. I've had good cats in my life. I never got this type of cat. So, but I don't know, man. Says he also wound up saying like he didn't know how bad his injuries were at the time. He said when they really drug him, they actually dosed him up with drugs to actually get him to move. When it kind of started wearing off, that's when we realized, like, oh shit, my body's more busted than what it really is. And the doctor looked at his body over, was like, oh, he looks like he's been in a damn car accident. Thanks, cat. He just fucked this man. 14 steps, man. That's a lot.
Damn. Cats, huh?
Motherfucking cats. The guy, this is like I said, this is about what, 2 years ago. The guy, Chris Rowley, says, they say it will be 6 months until I'm back on my feet. I'm on trial now because of the seizures. God damn. I forgot about this part of the story. It says, I won't be great for another 12 months as I thought I have. So he not only does he has a messed up body, he now has constant seizures for my damn cats. They say that Dad wound up draining like a lot of blood that he had left over in his body because it built up in him because he had received such trauma to him that he drained some blood out because it was swelling up. This man been through some shit for a damn cat. But like I was saying though, with this story too, they actually people want to set up a GoFundMe page for him, hooked him up. This is 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure he's doing all right now. But holy shit, man, cats are something else, man. I love them, man. I try to be a cat advocate all day. I'm like, look, they all ain't, just because they standoffish don't mean they don't love you. They just love differently.
Yeah,
it ain't the same as a dog.
they're just like any other pet.
Man, yeah, they're domesticated, man. They can just fuck you up faster than a dog could. Cats will slice you up. But
yeah, but the thing like with cats, they're really low maintenance, so it's easy to take care of a cat more than it is to take care of a dog, big time.
Almost to a fault sometimes, man. When I used to own a cat, there was a time with my cat Huey, I would kind of like not purposely neglect him, but I was kind of like, well, he doing his own thing, I'm doing mine. He comes around when he comes around, and he'd be sick. I'm like, shit, see, maybe I do need to show him attention. This is back when I first got him. I'm like, okay, I do need to show some type of attention towards him, despite the fact he wants his own peace. Like, everything, he don't know everything. So
I think they come to you where they're almost about to die or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but they usually know how to do like their own shit. Like just leave a litter box somewhere. They know how to do their own shit.
Yeah. But
automatically, that's the crazy thing. Like with cats, like
they know where it's at.
It's not trainable. Yeah. You don't even train them. They know where it's at.
Wow, man, I get why they got this sense of superiority because they don't do shit what other pets can do. No other pet. I don't give a.
Yeah, it's different. They have a different energy and everything. Like it's almost like it's like I've been here before, and I'm just the reason why I'm here is because I want to be here. For some reason.
Look, as far as I know, at least with humanity, I don't know what the rest of the world did worshiping pets. But cats used to be worshipped. It was one time as gods too. So maybe that fed into that. Maybe genetically it fed into this, and like it is. You like I don't own you, you own me attitude. That's how they act. Like
because they came. Their bloodline is probably from something that was beyond our shit.
Like, and the things too is like. I wonder if cats are just more self-aware than dogs. Dogs are happier with like simpler stuff, where cats kind of like, they know that you have to feed them. They know that you have to take care of them and to give them space. And, like, they're very more self-aware than a dog would be, I think. Yeah. And it makes them kind of like assholes, but they're cool, man. You just got to come at them correct. Don't be like, run up on them, grabbing their tail. Like, they demand respect.
Yeah.
You just be doing whatever you want with a cat, man. Kind of like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, it's like the cat. They know what's coming. It's like they know, like, all right, you adopted me. You're supposed to be doing everything you're supposed to be doing.
Human,
right? Like you, all right. This is what you signed up for. But like with a dog, like it's different. As the dogs, like you got to figure out what the dog wants and stuff.
Yeah. It's and this is for like I grew up around dogs my entire life, which is why. When I became an adult and I started being able to I was like, I'm gonna buy a pet. I have yet to get a dog in my adult life because growing up with dogs, a lot of maintenance, man. It's like fur babies. It's a lot of shit. Like my parents used to always tell me like, oh, we're doing this to treat we're buying these dogs to treat you responsibility. But I was like, get up at like 6 o'clock, 6:30 every morning, even on non-school days, walking dogs, clean up shit in the backyard. I was on dog detail my entire teenage years.
Damn.
To where I was like, I don't want a damn dog. It's a lot to it, man. It's not as cats are kind of like I won't see them for 2-3 days and then they'll be all right,
Yeah, they're like we good, Chris and Holden.
Yeah, all right. In fact, I'm gonna drop you this bird off since I love you.
I think the dog does teach you like a lot with like your whole responsibilities and like how you.
It does. It helps.
Yeah. Like, all right, get up at this time, gotta walk them. Like, you gotta walk them because or you gotta take them to go out to pee because if you don't take them out to pee, guess what?
Man, shit everywhere, bro. I've seen it with my own eyes, and my parents be like,
I just stepped in shit today. Fuck that shit. I stepped in shit today. I had to throw away my whole slippers.
Damn.
I threw away my whole slippers.
Was it that bad?
I slipped in it. I was just trying to take a leak in the hallway, and I was like, slip?
No, when you slip in shit, that's when that's the worst of the word.
Slip in some shit with corn in it, dude, because we've been giving them a mixed vegetables with corn and carrots, and you can see that corn clearly didn't get digested.
Man, no human body or dog can process corn. It is
Nobody can process corn.
corn and peanuts. Two things.
Yeah.
Corn
But yeah,
and
man.
damn.
Yeah. A cat is a cool pet to have.
They're great, man. If you kind of like this laid back person, get a damn cat. If you like somebody likes energy,
Exactly.
get a dog.
Yeah. If you're like more
It's all about-
outgoing and blah blah blah, a dog is more. But if you're like chill, like blah blah blah, and you just want to stay home, play PlayStation,
And my cat kind of like this.
it's gonna let
My
you
cat-
do that. And then on top of that, a cat's gonna they're still gonna love you. But like there's that boundary,
Yeah, a lot of humans don't have patience with cats. That's the thing. Dogs are very like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And if they don't like you, they'll let you know. But cats kind of like, okay, I might grow to like you, maybe respect you one day. But I mean, cats are like, I like it though, man. I like the patience you gotta you have to work with cats, man. It's not as simple. They'll take care of themselves, but eventually they want love too. Everybody wants love, even somebody like Jason from Friday 13th.
Yeah.
Even he wants love in some way, I guess. I mean, everybody wants
Yeah,
love at the end of
because
the day.
you know when somebody has they've been neglected with love, you can tell how they carry themselves.
Man, real shit,
It's,
man.
it's
Clear,
basically
man.
like an absence of love, and that's why they're
Trying to fill this
the
hole.
way they are. I understand. But yeah, that's all I got for today, Chris.
It's my cat story.
All right, that's a good cat story.
Yeah,
We
I was
might be
laughing
adopting a cat soon. No, we're not.
I've been thinking
No, we're
about it,
not.
man. I was thinking about it before I saw the story.
The chat's like we're thinking of getting a cat. No.
Yeah, because you still got to take care of it. Regardless of how you want to look at it, even though they're self-sufficient, they still need to be taken care of, man.
No,
And he got
Lizzie
two dogs.
is enough. Lizzie is enough.
Man.
Yeah.
And he got
She
some
plays
dogs.
cat and dog roles. I'm good.
Yeah. If you have a dog that can do both, don't get a cat.
Yeah, because Lizzie, she is super chill too. Like, she'll just lay in your arm, let you do your thing. It's nice.
Like a little pillow.
Yeah, it's nice. But yeah, is that it for this episode?
I think so. That's the only thing I had.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Wait, next week is Thanksgiving? We still doing that?
What's today's date? 26? No, wait, no.
Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, next week is Thanksgiving. Holy shit.
You good for doing a Tuesday episode before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, man, I'm not going anywhere. I'm actually staying here for Thanksgiving. I'm not
Okay,
traveling.
cool. Yeah. I'm staying here too. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do a Tuesday episode before Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah.
Damn, this month went by so fast.
Man, phew. This
Not
whole
too
fall
fast.
season
Like,
being
we
like
still
this.
got Halloween candy. Yeah.
But me too. I was eating Jolly Ranchers earlier. I was trying to get rid of it. I'm like, oh,
Dude, I'm about to eat like a Twix right now. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.